Hey guys, Steve here, American Nostalgia Garage. Thank you for checking in. We're not in the garage today. We are heading to Central New Jersey to go check out another project for the channel. And when we get there, we'll give you guys a look. What's up guys? So we just bought our new project for the channel, and yes, we have way too many, but now we have one more. We have way too many and one more now. Different type of project than you guys are used to watching the channel, but without further ado, here's what we got guys. 87 GMC Jimmy, basically the K5 Blazer, but the GMC version. And really clean, honestly guys. You know how these things get. There's a little bit of bubbling down here. The paint is actually nice on this. Only thing, you know, the kind of typical rocker stuff here, not a big deal, but lower fender's good, lower door is good, quarter is good. Got the cap on these things, which is removable, if you guys don't already know, which is really cool. This one looks like it has like vent windows, which I'm not like a huge Blazer guy. I mean, I am now, but I didn't know that those actually came with that. Sierra Classic. So we will, when we get home, we will give this a full go through. It's engineering right there at its best. Guys, you guys know Ryan from Automotive Chaos YouTube. Check it out.
Just helping out with the
he's here just making sure that we probably lose the truck. Even the back of this thing, guys, look, it's in good shape. And if you guys, Blazer guys and square body guys, know what you're looking at, you guys know this is a pretty clean car, especially for the Northeast. Like you guys in Arizona, I know this is junk to you, but not up here in the Northeast. Little something down here totally can be patched. Little something here, but up here where they really get holes in them also, totally clean. Down here, same thing. There's a little right there. I can patch that. This rocker is totally Bluetooth. That is, I'm poking the carpet right now. Oh, no, no. That's impossible. I am poking. It's not the carpet. But, we'll just put that back right there. That's good. I'm going to keep that. I'm going to weld that back in. Just Zeus it, you know? And, everything, it's clean. And it's on these big tires, which are like relatively new. Guy put a block heater in it. Now, let me show you guys the part that I think is really weird and probably get mixed reviews on this. Apparently this is like a pretty common swap, I guess, for these things, but I don't like it and I'm not going to keep it like that. So let me show you what we got under the hood here. All right, if something sticks out at you automatically, if you know what you're looking at, I'm not going to say what it is. This thing has an intercooler on it. Why does it have an intercooler? And if other things, not going to let you know what it is, don't stick out at you, why does it have a turbo on it? Even though that turbo is the size of 2 pennies rubbing together. It's little. This is a Kubota diesel engine. I have no idea why it's in here. Apparently this is like kind of common, I guess. And although I can respect it for being like kind of a cool project, I don't want it in there. And the guy that I bought this from also wanted to take it out, but he decided not to build this car. So lucky for us, we're gonna try and get this thing running, but we ain't keeping that thing in there. But I'll let you know what we're gonna put in it at a later date. Anyway, we are, like I said, in Central New Jersey, and we gotta take a ride home now. Bring our new acquisition back home to the old homestead. right, we got it home. See? Not lying. We did it in a snowstorm. Probably not the best way to do it, but we did do it. Anyway, let's do a quick overview of it. I know we looked at it briefly. Getting attacked by the dog right now. Oh, we got a puppy. Hey, this is Nova. Okay, yeah, that's good. So, new addition to the family here. Let's do a quick look at this car, and then we got to get it running. Pretty rust-free, you guys can see. Big tires. The rockers are rough, but honestly, not even here. It's really just like right here and back here. Got an infestation of box elder bugs. No, I'm not that smart. I had to Google it. Look at how many of them there are in there. Hundreds. A mannequin. I don't know, looks like maybe Evel Knievel knockoff. Back seat. This is like household carpet, but not for nothing. It was done kind of okay. Got one kick panel, and we got wood or something over there. That's got to be replaced. So, interior is decent. Even the headliner is like not bad. Like somebody redid this, obviously. Oh, that's stiff. And I think they did a decent job. Dash needs some attention. Whoop, that's like a Dorito just snapped in my hand. Got these vent windows, which I did not know that these trucks had vent windows here. Pretty cool. Sierra Classic Classic I don't know, whatever that says. Missing, actually I think this is in the trunk, is the handle. It's actually not even a handle on these trucks. They basically are either a key switch thing, I think, that rolls the window down, or they swing out and become like a little crank handle. This, I think, is the electric window. Got a hitch on it. Probably not going to do a whole lot of towing with this because it'll be a toy, but got a little section of rust back here. Not that worried about this, honestly. Does get up into the color here, so I will have to unfortunately mess with some of this blue paint as opposed to just the white, which is pretty easy to match, I think, and it's on the bottom. Oh, I blew part of the car, a clear coat off when we were cleaning it. Here it is. You can hold on to that. Little there, but clean truck. Anyway, let's see if we can get it running. The windows don't work great on this truck, so I'm going to put the door key in the door now so we don't get locked out. Alright guys, we got the hood popped open, and if you guys have watched this channel before, you know I'm not a diesel technician, so we are at a disadvantage already. Because, as I mentioned before, we got a Kubota diesel engine in here. I don't know why. I was told that these are a popular swap. I have tried to Google that and have really not found a whole lot on that. There's a Volkswagen turbo on it with some sort of cheap intercooler that I pulled off this snout to, and it's really not mounted on there. Normally I would try to spin these over by hand, but if you look, the crankshaft has a splined like axle end on it, so I don't have anything to put on that other than putting like a vice grip and ruining it, which I don't really want to do. So I'm probably just going to go in there and try to manually turn it by hand, and that'll be that. Alright, got a battery in it. Check the oil. Did turn it over. It does turn. Doesn't feel great, but it does turn. Let's just turn the key and see what happens, and then go from there. I was going to turn the key, and when I turned it on, this came on, and it looks, yeah, it goes up here. This is a vacuum pump. You can't make vacuum with a diesel, I guess, because they don't have throttle blades or something. So, fixed. I hear something else, too. Oh. down there. I don't know if you can hear it. Yeah. Yeah, it's a water pump. This is an air to water intercooler. So it sends coolant through this way to actually exchange the heat, because there's no air running over that. As you can see, there's no fins. So it gets cooled by coolant, and the coolant gets pumped through a pump, which is down there. I don't see a plug. It's probably hardwired. So we'll just leave that for now. Okay, I'm not a diesel technician, but that is not spinning very fast. Maybe the battery doesn't have a great charge, but I have been cooking it pretty much. So that should turn over better than that. I really don't know what kind of compression these make though. Let me put a jump pack on it, see if we can get a little bit more juice in this thing. And also it doesn't sound even either. There's at least one dead hole in there. Something's wrong. So now we have a little booster pack, which this thing is pretty powerful. It's not really turning over much faster, so that leads me to believe that one of the grounds probably isn't great down here, or the battery cable going directly to starters. There's probably a bad ground between that or something. Something's not. Some of the wiring probably isn't great, which is probably why it's not turning over any better with this on. So what do you do now? We're going to add more juice and see if it does anything. All right, that sounds a little bit better. We're going to get some of this stuff off of it, and then we're going to, you know, let's just get some of the stuff out of the way. Really, I'm easily confused, and there's too much stuff going on. Gotta get rid of some stuff. All right, guys, well, it just occurred to me, and when I turned the key, that I didn't hear any pump. And why that alarmed me is because I guess not all diesels have an electric lift pump. And a lift pump is what gets the fuel from the tank to the high pressure pump, which is where the high pressure pump injects it. Not like a gas engine. But it does, and I noticed it before, and I didn't think of it, it does have a click-clack, one of those little like cheap $10, $15, $20, whatever, AutoZone pumps. And I'm looking right at it, and I don't hear it coming on at all. So now we're not really like at the point of starting this yet, but we may just want to go backwards and see if we can get that thing to move fuel, because right now it's turning over faster with the battery charger on it, but it's not doing anything, and that's probably because it's probably not getting any fuel. Now, call me a genius, but that's just what I'm thinking. And I don't know if you can see it. So that's like the filter right there, filter set up, and then back there's like the click-clack with 2 wires in it. I'm probably just going to run a jumper to it and see if I can get it to go, just out of curiosity. Update, let me show you what's going on. These 2 wires here that I have in my hand, these go down to that little click-clack. I don't know if you can see them jiggling on that thing, but then they come up, if you trace them back, to these 2 wires, one of which is this ground, which, let me just show you how good this ground is. I don't know if you can see that. I'm twisting it off. There it is. So that's no good. So we'll now bring that up here so I can jump it from where I'm standing. And then the other one, this gray wire, goes down to this relay, which is totally, entirely hooked up to everything, and also has Scotch locks and all sorts of cool stuff. So this is not doing anything. So we're going to skip this entirely, and I'm just going to give it power and see if it comes up to life. I'm going to attach a ground right here, and then I'm going to run power right to it here. Nope, nothing. Bang on a little bit just to see if anything happens. I got a tool here, let's use that. All right, let's see if that did anything. Oh, you know what? I don't know if you can see it there. This pump's no good. This is a power probe, and this tool can tell you pretty much. It's a very, very good diagnosis tool. And if you can see this right here, this is the negative and this is a positive light. The green light shows that there is not good continuity through this pump to negative. So even if I put power, which is to put this rocker switch forward, nothing happens. See, it's applying power. You can see the red light up here. Nothing's happening because this pump is just internally no good. All right. Also, another thing I noticed here is that on this fuel line, which is chained for some reason instead of zip tied to this air conditioning line, it's got a vacuum cap on it, and it's broken. So this was never going to prime, even if that pump back there was working. This was never going to prime. It's just pulling air. I'm going to pull it off from the little primer tube right there, or the primer thing. I don't know if you could see it. This right here, you unscrew it and then you push on up and down on it, screw it back in. It's supposed to prime the system. So I'm going to disconnect this hose down here, and we're just going to run a hose directly to the primer thing. All right, new fuel system is engaged. I got a hose which is 40 feet long. I can run this from any one of the tri-states. 50-foot range on this. So anyway, got diesel fuel in my gas container from 1911. I'm going to prime the line with this little bottle. Right now I'm just going to prime this line, and I'm going to see if it just starts. That should be good, right? Leaking all over the rad support. Fine. Wow. Okay. Don't do anything that I do. All right, it's entirely possible it doesn't have fuel. I didn't prime it either. That's one thing I didn't think of. So let's do that. I can see it bubbling here. It's definitely pulling fuel from my little line here. It's pressurizing. I could feel the little plunger getting harder to push. Like I could feel it moving fluid. It's turning over slow again. Let's put this battery charger and the jump box on. And let's just prime this a little more, right? Okay, somehow that was the slowest that it's turned over so far. I don't know what's going on. All right, we might have to take some stuff apart now, because I don't know. Oh, we got to test our own parts, so I'm going to just make sure that. All right, this hose isn't clogged. I think I'm going to skip that fuel primer thing entirely. There's a little hose that comes out of the other side and goes back into the high pressure pump. I think I'm going to skip that entirely and just go straight to that last fitting, because I don't know what's going on in there. And I really don't have enough skills to figure out what's actually happening. So let's try that. We're grasping at straws now here, people. I'm going to shorten our little primer hose. I don't know. Let's see. I don't know what I'm doing, so if you're laughing by now, it's good. I'm actually blowing the lines out because this is a diesel engine and it sat for a little while. I don't know if there's fuel gelled up somewhere, but I even tried throwing ether down the yap and it won't fire then. It sounds like it has compression, so I don't think it like skipped a gear on the timing set or whatever it's got in there. I don't know. So I don't really know what I'm doing right now. I'm just gonna mess around with it for a little while, and then maybe I'll come back with an update, maybe I won't. And it's starting to snow right now, so that's good. Good. So now I'm cranking it with a line off, and there's actually no fuel coming out of that. Now, there's not a ton of fuel in that little hose that I put there, and I don't know if that needs to see like high enough pressure that forces it through. I don't really know. I believe that the pressure is made after that fitting, where it goes into this little thing. There's something that spins inside there, adds pressure, and then dumps it out these high pressure hoses to all the injectors. But I don't know. So if you're laughing while watching this, big thumbs up for the guy. In the meantime, I don't really know what I'm going to do. Sounds good. Updates. Intercooler is off. I don't know if that's going to help, but it's one less thing to worry about. Accessory belt is off. Not really even sure if that's going to matter, but at least there's no parasitics from anything on there. Took the turbo off because I wasn't sure if there was a blockage in the exhaust. That actually seemed to have helped. Right now we're just trying to work on getting the engine spinning a little bit faster. So we'll work on that for now, and hopefully we can get this thing going. All right, guys, we got to stop the production. It's an absolute American emergency. Are you guys sitting down? They discontinued fruit stripe gum. I don't know what we can't continue. I'm gonna have to shut down the shop. I'm gonna have to close the doors, shut down the shop, and I don't know, probably just crawl under a large rock for the rest of my life, which hopefully isn't very long, considering I don't have fruit stripe gum to chew under the rock. So anyway, in all seriousness, guys, I spent the better part of last night working on this thing. We pulled the valve cover off. I wanted to see if maybe something was off with the valve train. Seemed fine. The turbo is gone, as you already know. Accessory belt's off. Intercooler's out of the way. I pulled off the fuel cutoff little thing here. I'm basically stopping short at this point. Stopping just short of spending any money on this. So obviously we're not able to get it running. I do think it's a matter of just being able to like spin it over faster, and it is very cold out right now. Also, there's probably some gel fuel in some of these lines and stuff like that. I did try just putting some right down the yap here. It's cold out and it's not really spinning over very fast, even with a jump box and a battery and another battery and whatever. It may just need a couple of battery cables to spin it over faster. The starter might just be weak. When you guys heard this thing spin over, it also doesn't spin over evenly. So there's definitely at least one damaged cylinder, maybe two, maybe more, I don't know. So we're gonna stop with this. So I apologize for you guys not getting to see this thing run right now. So the idea was to get this thing running and show you the driving, but I'm going to take this. This is actually like a win-lose or a lose-win scenario. Now we lose because I really would have liked to take this up the block and drive it with this little thing in it. It turns out it might be a Massey Ferguson engine, not a Kubota. I don't really know, but I don't know a lot about diesels, which is why this isn't running. So anyway, this is going to come out now. So that's why we're not spending any money on it, not even a buck, because we all operate here on a budget here at American Nostalgia Garage. And I mean, I don't know about you guys, but everything costs way more than it used to cost. So we're not going to spend any money on this. So this is coming out. Let me show you what we're going to put in. All right, guys. Here's what's going in. Yes, it's covered in sawdust. And there's 2 of them. I am not sure which one I'm going to use, but if you know what you're looking at, we are looking at 2 iron block 6-liter engines, or the LS LQ4 engines here. One of them, not sure which, is going to get used for this truck. We're going to do kind of a little bit of a mild build. Obviously these both have to be rebuilt. We're going to pick one and we're going to rebuild it. This one looks like it has, yeah, this one has aluminum heads on it. That one has, looks like cast iron heads on it. I don't know a lot about these LS things. I do a lot of small block stuff around here, as you guys know. But, new project. So this K5 Blazer is getting one of these 6-liters. If you guys are interested in watching this build, the buildup of this 6-liter engine and tossing it in this old truck here, along with all the other stuff that we're going to eventually do on this truck, I'll do a little bit of a build on it. So if you're interested in watching, subscribe to the channel, drop a like down below. If you got a good laugh out of watching me struggle with most likely an easy thing to get running. Like I said, could we have gotten it running? Yes. Am I going to drop even $1 into getting it running aside from fuel? No. Why? Because that 6-liter ain't going to be cheap. So anyway, stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching.